Kelsey's got it. Cuts over the middle. Touchdown.
Your rating's over. We got next.
I don't think he was out of bounds, but the Patriots have no more challenges. They've used both.
I told y'all.
Brady throws end zone for Edelman. Knocked away.
We got next.
It was another one of the more interesting games of the NFL weekend and season as Tom Brady and the Patriots once again struggled to score points and lost at home to Kansas City. All eyes on that offense. And Brady was on WEEI radio yesterday talking about trusting in one another down the stretch.
That's like every other year. Every season has its own unique challenges, and we face them, and we have to learn from them. Our whole season's ahead of us. So we got to rally together, trust in each other, and go lay it on the line like we've been doing every week. And this is about a one-week season for us and trying to go out and go to Cincinnati and win on the road.
And listen, you have been talking about this at great length here, and you did a terrific video breakdown yesterday for anyone who didn't see it, of the decision Brady makes at the very end of that game to go to Edelman rather than Jacoby Myers probably had everything to do with a lack of trust. So I guess I would ask you two guys, you're a quarterback, you're a receiver. Yep. Can that be built? Can Tom Brady come to trust this collection of guys with 3 weeks left in the season?
No, not till he sees it. I mean, I used this quote a couple weeks ago. Trust is like a forest. It takes a long time to grow and can burn down very quickly. And I think that's what's happened is it takes a long time for a quarterback to look at a receiver and go, I believe that you'll come down and make this play. I believe that in this one-on-one matchup that you're going to value the ball just as much as I do, that you'll go win just as much as I hope that you would win. And that doesn't happen in a matter of I mean, they got 3 games left. They got 160 snaps left in their regular season. And so it's not going to happen in that amount of time. I think trust is very difficult. I think knowing who to trust is even harder. Yeah. And I think that's where the Patriots are, quarterback to receiver wise, is Brady. Not only does he not trust guys, it's like, well, who do I trust?
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what, Brady is in the twilights of his career, the twilight stage of his career. Yeah. So he wants to go to people he has confidence in and that he can trust. You're going to earn their trust in the game. You can do certain things in practice. You can look great, and you can make spectacular catches. But if you don't do it on Sundays, or you don't do it game time, that's when you lose the trust of a guy like a first ballot Hall of Famer like Brady. I played for a first ballot Hall of Famer with the first ballot Hall of Famer in Brett Favre. And I tell you, when I came on that team, they had their whole receiving corps. I understood that when I got my opportunities, I had to make sure I caught the ball. Yeah. Because he's not going to come to you. When you're making decisions in the game, everything happens in a nanosecond. Yep. So you're going to look at your guys and you're going to say, no, good. Because I know I can trust this guy, rely on him to make the catch.
And I think it's important to Dez's point, like, there's only 60 snaps a game. It's not like you can just randomly take this play and go, let me try this one out. Let me see if he can win here. Like, these usually show up in moments, third downs, red zones, where it's critical, where everything is under a microscope. You're not just going to, off the whim, go, I'll try this guy out. Let's see. That's for practice. Yeah, exactly. And teams practice less nowadays, so I don't see how this is this instant quick fix.
From a receiver standpoint, what is going on with Jacoby Myers in your mind?
I think it's mental at this point. Yeah. You know, you have to go out there and get extra reps in practice. If Tom's not going to stay out there with you after practice, do it with the second string or third string quarterback. Get on the jugs machines. It's more of a mental thing than it is physical. I believe he can make those catches. You just have to get over the hump mentally.
It's got to be something. It's either the confidence or things moving too quickly. When you see a receiver dropping as many balls, and I don't mean to pick on him, but the reality is we all watch these games and we all see his inability to hang on to the football. He obviously can catch those passes. When you see a receiver not able to do it in a game, is that you saying it's mental? Is that a function of it moving too quickly for him?
Or he may need to go his eyes tested. He may need to go get his eyes tested.
I would do that immediately.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, without a doubt.
Dial up the thing you read.
I don't think this has been like an issue for Jacoby Myers his whole life or even this year. I mean, it's just started to show itself and obviously was magnified on Sunday. The interesting thing is I've been around guys that struggle with drops. And to Dez's point, like there was a guy that I played with, Eric Ebron, with the Colts. And I was with the Lions. And Eric would always wear a visor. And he struggled with drops early on. And I said, Eric, take the visor off. Eric wouldn't. He wouldn't take the visor off. And I would be like, give it a try. So there might be something there. Face mask, I don't know what.
Okay, let me briefly also mention that they're telling me in my ear we have these Belichick quotes ready. So let me quickly set up what it is I'm about to read to you. You're probably aware of the story that came up yesterday. The NFL is investigating video that was shot by An independent member of the New England Patriots organization in the press box of the game between Cleveland and Cincinnati. The Patriots play the Bengals this weekend, and there is some question as to why they were videotaping the sideline and the field. Bill Belichick did his media with the Cincinnati reporters this morning and was asked about it and said this: "We've always tried to do everything the right way. You know, look, we're competitive and try to be competitive in every area, but we don't knowingly, intentionally want to do anything that is across the line." This is a team with a history, obviously, of things like this. Belichick saying, since that's happened, and he's referring in that case to Spygate, I'd say we've tried to keep a good distance behind the line and not maybe take it as far as we might have in the past, but it's never really fundamentally changed there. The only comment I think is reasonable to make right now in the absence of knowing exactly what did and didn't happen here, and the NFL is performing its investigation, is, and you said this earlier and I agree with you, the concept of confirmation bias will come into play strongly here. People out there who will forever believe the Patriots are cheaters, they will use this as evidence of that. There are people out there who will forever believe that that was inflated and was, I don't mean that way, that was overstated, and that's not what I meant. That was overstated,
yeah.
And that's not, and people will now use this to say, look, they're trying to pin this on them again.
I kind of feel a little different now. In the moment, I feel a little different after hearing that from Coach Belichick. I mean, he just told us, we push the envelope. We see as far as we can go. We will do anything we can to gain a competitive advantage. And he says, like, we've tried to keep our distance, and maybe we wouldn't have it gone as far as we did in the past. But I mean, hearing him talk like that, I go, you're kind of telling me that you will push some boundaries here on this stuff to gain any advantage necessary that is maybe unintentionally allotted.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think that when you look at Bill Belichick and their philosophy, they want to get any advantage they possibly can. I'm not saying that they were trying to cheat, but they were probably out there doing something that would give them an advantage one way or another. Where there's smoke, there's fire. Some guys' philosophy, hey, if you ain't cheating, you're not trying. Yeah. I'm not saying that's their philosophy, but since they have a history of this needs to be looked into a little deeper.
And I don't know all the rules tied to it. Like, I don't know what
the rules are. You are not allowed to videotape the opposing team's side.
Well, it's very clear, right? Like, the Patriots have given up the film, right? The NFL has the film.
Right,
that's correct.
It's a very clear, show the film.
Yeah, we'll see what
the NFL will conduct their investigation. Dan Graziano told us earlier this morning here that the league will conduct its investigation, and he would suppose the league will want to move on from this as quickly as possible, make some decision on this as quickly as possible. The teams play each other this weekend. Okay, we'll continue. And a reminder that at first glance, Shaq and Stephen A. Smith seem very different, but Stephen A. knows they share one unique quality. They'll tell you exactly what that is on First Take. It follows us in 5 minutes live here on ESPN.